Shalom Aleichem, my dear brothers and sisters. In this video, I would like to address the question of whether witchcraft is allowed in Judaism. Some certain things that seem very obvious to us Jews, sometimes I guess is not realized by many other people about Judaism. So that's why I think it's important to talk about this. So the answer to that question is no. Witchcraft is not allowed. And not only that, in fact, according to the Torah, it's punishable by death penalty if somebody practices witchcraft. In fact, the verse in Exodus 22:17 explicitly says, "You shall not allow sorcerers to live." So witchcraft and any kind of sorcery and any kind of those things are considered to be a grave sin in Judaism. And in fact, I'll give you an example. If a person, let's say, ate a piece of pork, right? A Jew ate a piece of pork, which is a sin. However, witchcraft and sorcery is much, much worse. And the proof is that if a person ate a piece of pork, he doesn't get death penalty according to the Jewish law by the court. He gets what's called 39 lashes. That's his punishment if he did it intentionally and if there were witnesses and there's a Jewish court who has power. But if somebody who practices witchcraft, and again there are witnesses and Jewish court and all that, then the punishment is the death penalty. So therefore you can see from here that witchcraft is one of the gravest sins in Judaism. In fact, in the Talmud there's a story how there was a group of witches hiding somewhere in the caves, and they would practice their witchcrafts. And one of the rabbis with his students found a way to catch them. But these witches, they were actually dangerous because they could actually do some kind of witchcraft and prevent people from catching them, and they could actually hurt people. So the rabbis advised his students to go into the cave when it's really rainy, and they would hide some kind of I don't know exactly what kind of material it is in the ancient times, but some kind of material where they can cover themselves from rain. Probably something like we have plastic today, like raincoats, but I'm not sure. Back then they probably didn't have like plastic, so I'm not sure exactly what they used, but some kind of material where they covered themselves up and quickly went into the caves when it was storming, a lot of rain, and quickly took off this covering and hid it somewhere. And as soon as the witches noticed them, they asked them, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing here?" So the rabbi and the students said, "We are here to learn from you witchcraft. We are also witches." And they said, and the proof is, you see, it's raining outside, but we are still dry. The rain didn't affect us. So the witches were like a little bit confused. Maybe it's true. And before the witches had a chance to do anything, the rabbi and the students, each one of them grabbed the witch and lifted him up in the air. Now it says, it's brought down in tradition that when the witches are not touching the ground, they have no power with their witchcraft. Again, I don't know exactly why. I don't know much about witchcraft, and I don't know why, but it says that when witchcrafts are not on the ground, when they are lifted off, they do not have power. So if anybody has any idea why, I would like to hear. That would be interesting. So anyway, so they lifted them up, and this way they were able to grab them without without getting hurt. And they eventually brought them and executed them in the court. I mean, the court brought them to the penalty of execution. So from here you can see that witchcraft is one of the biggest sins in Judaism, and certainly it's not allowed. And in fact, I'll tell you something even more. It's not allowed to even mislead people into thinking that you are a witch. For example, when a person does a magic show even, a person should make sure to let the audience know that this is just a trick. This is like a sleight of hand. There's a question discussed. If a person does a magic show, let's say, he should make sure that the audiences know that this is just a trick and there's no real magic involved. And thank you for watching.